We'll take first question over here, right side, fourth row.
Jamal, Paulo Antunes, ESPN. I wanted to ask you about your relationship with Coach Mike Malone, what he meant to you during your recovery. He spoke about during a time you were maybe even apprehensive about your future in Denver and how he reassured you. So what's your relationship like with him? What did he mean for your recovery? And how has he helped you become the player that you are today?
I think it goes both ways. I think we just developed a relationship of trust, on the court. He understands what I'm trying to get to. And during rehab, just always reassuring me. Not just rehab, but even during games from not shooting well, just always reassuring me and keeping me positive, looking the bright side, and not letting me get into my own head sometimes about what's going on in the midst of the games or midst of rehab. So I think he's always been like that. He's always helped me out and, like I said, kept me in a positive mood or done enough to reassure me. So I appreciate that a lot.
Arash, front left.
Hey, Jamal. Arash Madeni, Sportsnet Canada. You spoke last night about the chemistry that you and Jokic have together. Just how much of that are you guys almost with your eyes closed? You can kind of read off one another and just really have developed something on the floor that really clicks.
Yeah, the best word is free flowing. If something's not there, we don't go to it. If it's there, we go to it. If we plan on doing something and they do something different, we adjust on the fly. It's just we call a lot of audibles. Each possession, we're talking about what they just did, how we can counter it. And there's so many different counters that we can do. So we don't fight it. I think that's the biggest thing. Whatever we're doing, whatever the defense is doing, we're not fighting it. We're just reacting and playing and flowing right into our offense and not being stagnant. So it's a lot of fun to play like that, being unselfish and just make reads.
Mike up front.
Mike Singer, Denver Post. Jamal, earlier this year you said you were appreciative you believed that Joker was stealing all your triple-doubles, and you finally got one in January, I think, against the Pacers. What did it mean to get a triple-double last night? Did that mean anything to you, and how appreciative of you that Malone left you in the game to ultimately get that rebound with 3 seconds left?
He was trying to make subs, but it was out the free throw line, so I kind of had to stay in, but yeah, it's like I say, it's a cool stat. Just want to win a championship, just trying to win a game. It's not really we're something to look into or playing for. It's just trying to win a game, doing everything I can to impact it.
Standing on the left side.
Jamal, is it possible to say, is it going to be 2 more games or 4 more games for Denver to win? And can you guys mentally kind of be focused only on one game, or do you always think of there may be 4 more games, and we think of the whole thing, you're in the finals, and how do you psychologically eliminate that and just focus on playing? Is it a hard thing to do right now?
No, we go into every game trying to win. We try to win every game, home or away. Try to win every game. We don't plan on losing the game. So whether home or away, we're trying to win and just kind of react off that.
Dan over here.
Dan Devine, Yahoo Sports. Jokic is shooting something like 47% from 3 in the postseason. Hasn't gotten a high volume of attempts from 3 in this series. What does the threat of his shooting, even if he's not getting them off, what does that open up for your offense?
Takes the biggest guy takes the biggest guy out of the paint. You have to guard him. He can obviously shoot it. So I think he does a good job of just picking the spots, pump faking, getting into the lane, or shooting the open 3, even shooting the contested ones just to keep him honest. And that opens things up, not just for us but for him as well. That opens up his moves and his drives and his passing and all that. So he's going to continue to play the game and do a good job of picking the spots.
Next row back this side.
Katie Wingy, Altitude TV. Jamal, how much of your chemistry with Nikola Jokic do you think has to do with your personalities working well together, not just your basketball styles, but who you are as people?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a love for the game and trying to accomplish something. We both got our mind on winning, and however it takes. Like we always say, it might not be your night, but if you can set a good screen, if you can play good defense, get a rebound, if you can hustle, if you can make a timely pass or shot or whatever it is, that's what we're trying to accomplish. So sometimes it may not be one of our nights, but we can both impact the game and winning, and I think that's where the root of it stems from, is just having a common goal.
Left side.
Hey,
third
Jamal,
row.
Paul Klee, the Denver Gazette. Joker's seen like a million different types of matchups and coverages the last 2 months. How would you describe how he kind of puts the puzzle together? He solves these problems. It seems like it takes like a half for him to figure out what they're doing and to fix it.
Like I said, just making it look easy, slowing the game down, whether the double team is coming from the bottom or the middle. It's single coverage to the sign. It doesn't really matter. He'll figure it out. We'll all adjust and give him the right spacing. So, like he's been doing it. Like he's a 2-time MVP. He's been doing it for a while, where they're not just having one guy on him. So, to be able to pick teams apart with his passing and scoring and timely passing is really tough to stop.
Right here.
Young Mr. ESPN. Jamal, we always talk about Nikola's greatness, deservedly so, but last night Miami shot 3 for 19 when Jokic defended them as a primary help defender, and Bam shot 1 for 10. If Joker starts defending like this, what else can you say about him? Like, what does that do for you guys?
We know, as a group, we know what he can do on defense. Just trying to change the narrative and that he doesn't play defense. He's got amazing hands, timing, IQ, rebounding ability, body position, rule of vert. He's got all that. So sometimes it's not about how high you can jump and what kind of shots you can block. It's about body position and where you are on the court, and that's half the job right there. So he's an elite defender in the pick and roll, and for what he lacks, he makes up for it.
Rob, back left.
Jamal, Rob Mahoney with The Ringer. Obviously, Nikola had a ton of rebounds in this game, but you had 10, Aaron had 10, Michael Porter had 7. How does it change the dynamic of the game when one team like yours is gang rebounding like that, when you really don't know who's crashing, who's going to come up with it? How does that change kind of the dynamic of the game?
I think the biggest thing about that is just giving them one shot. They got a lot of scorers and shooters over there, so we can't keep giving them multiple looks, multiple chances, even when we do play good defense. It's very deflating to watch them get a rebound and get another chance at it. So it's a collective effort on the board. Like I said, I'll come in from the elbows and chip in. Yoke is battling down there every night, and then you got Mike and AG, who are normally the second, third biggest guys out there, cleaning stuff up. So sometimes it may not be your rebound, but as long as one of us gets it, the job is done.
Standing in the back left.
Jamal, over here. Tomer Zarli from Clutch Points. I think when we talk about the big man position and dominance, you think about speed, strength, stuff like that. Do you think Nikola's kind of redefined what dominance looks like at that big man position, where he's maybe not the strongest, maybe not the fastest, but he's getting it done at a dominant way?
He's strong. He's 7 foot. He's got amazing touch, IQ, passing. He does a great job of just picking the spots when to go right away, when to wait for the double, when to put the ball on the floor, when to spin. So yeah, he's a tough cover down there. He's up there with the greats.
Last 2 quick ones, Mike, and then over here.
Mike Singer, Denver Post. Jamal, you've talked about your meditations. You've talked about all the mental work that you've done. How much are you able to envision a game like you had last night versus how much is it organic and you're just in a good mental space and can play like that?
I think it's both. Sometimes I'll ask Gino what color jerseys we're wearing, so it helps me envision what I'm trying to portray in my head. Just a little trick where it's a little easier for me to kind of imagine the energy I want to bring in the uniform I'm in. I also envision like reactions. Like if I miss a shot, what is the first thing I'm thinking about? I'm like, damn, that was a good shot. Or was that just next shot, or just get back, or don't worry about it, or it was what am I honing in on it too long? So little stuff like that, just kind of redefining my mentality within the game so that when it happens, I'm almost prepared for it and able to adjust that way.
Last question on the left, second row.
We saw you really impressing in this game, and yesterday you were part of the history in the NBA final. Has been you expected, and how do you describe this?
It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. We're all having fun trying to solve this puzzle together. And, yeah, like I said, we've all been dreaming about getting to this stage, and we have vets in the league that haven't made it this far in their 15, 16 years of playing. So we don't want to take this opportunity for granted, knowing that this is not an everyday thing. So it takes a lot of work to be here, a lot of years of dedication, and yeah, we just want to make the most of it for everybody.